So, hi guys, I'm Ashish and you are watching me on Medico Acme India. And today's lecture is based on the Ctenophora, that is the third phylum of the animal kingdom. Okay, so guys, we have covered till now sponges, full characteristics, classification and all. And then we have studied Cnidaria, that is Coelenterata, and we have discussed nematocyst in detail and like all the characteristics we have discussed in detail of the Ctenophora. But the of the Coelenterata. So the today's lecture is on Ctenophora, which is actually known as the sea walnut or comb jellies. Why these are called comb jellies, we will discuss in detail. Okay, comb jellies. So guys, about Ctenophora, actually this is very small phylum consisting of few hundred animals, and so are like least relevant, but 6-7 characteristics are very important. If you will think of the point of the like examination point of view, then it is very important because it has 7 characters which is exclusively for its like peculiar attribute, you can say. So guys, first of all, I'll start with the animals like characteristic properties. Characteristic properties start with the animal's state, that is, it can be free living or sessile. It depends on the animal can be free living or sessile. Free living say I mean they are living their own life and not participating in any others like kind of thing, and they are basically floating. Sessile means attached to the substratum. Okay, so they can be both. Second important thing here is these animals are exclusively marine. So these are called the sea walnut. Okay, so exclusively marine, so they are adopted with the like saline water of lifestyle. Third important thing is they are diploblastic. Okay, so till now we are studying all the animals of diploblastic characteristics, like Porifera and Coelenterata both were diploblastic animals. These also are diploblastic animals, but here you will see advancement. What happens in diploblastic animals, as we have discussed, there is a ectoderm and the endoderm, and in between these there is a mesoglea. Okay, so these mesoglea or mesoglial layer, these have very loose pattern of cell you are seeing in the mesoglea. But what happens here, you will find smooth muscles also, which are intact. Okay, they are loose, but smooth muscle is characteristic properties in mesoglea in only Ctenophora. These smooth muscles are actually found in the endoderm or ectoderm in another animals. And besides smooth muscles, they are having amoebocytes like Coelenterata and Porifera. The another important characteristic of these animals are actually the transparent nature. These animals are transparent. If you are like doing diving in the sea, you will find some transparent animals, very small, then you can think that these are Ctenophora. Okay. Fourth important thing is these organisms have various kind of structures. They can be oval, they can be flattened, pear-shaped, cylindrical, anything. So any of the shape it can attain. Please write all the points in detail. If I am like, see what happens if you are studying chordata and non-chordata animal diversity, it becomes very important to note down all the properties of the animal or phylum. Okay, so it's become very important that you should have a kind of list of 10 important points, because that point is very important. There is rubbish that you are going and studying detail like theoretical kind of thing. So what happens? Be selective. Be selective. Be selective means only points you are going to study, and it is not that discipline which you are going to devote many time, like much of the time. It is less time consuming, less time demanding, but more scoring subject. Okay, animal diversity. So what happened? Free living, sessile, exclusively marine, diploblastic animal, transparent. It can be oval or flattened. And the important thing here is these organisms also have the tissue level of organization. So there is no organ which can be seen in the organism, but some cells are there which aggregate and form a like kind of special characters, special organ or special kind of tissue aggregation. So guys, now these were the basic properties. Now come to the like deep characteristics, which are very important. So second one is the actually the digestion kind of thing. So digestion you will find of two forms, intracellular and extracellular, both kind of digestion here you are seeing. Okay. And so what happens, there is no alimentary canal, but there is a gastrovascular cavity just like Porifera and Coelenterata. And these, suppose these are the organism, okay, then what happens, there is a aboral and there is a oral end. Aboral means opposite to mouth wala end, okay, and oral means mouth wala end. So what happens in these organisms, you will find a pattern, okay, you will find a pattern, external pattern, but this is not segmented. This is not segmentation. Don't confuse yourself with the segmentation. So these organisms are non-segmented. Non-segmented, no cnidoblasts and all, as we have seen in Coelenterata. Only what happens here, you are going to find out the special structures which are like peculiar for these phylum. So digestion was through the gastrovascular cavity. You can see that there is no proper respiratory system, proper expiratory system, proper circulatory system. What happens here at the oral end, you will find the stomodium. Stomodium is a primitive kind of, you can say, alimentary canal. So this is actually tentacle. I am going to discuss it later. So guys, what happened? Stomodium is just like here. It starts here internally and it will go to the end. Then it is called the, why it is called the stomodium? Stomodium is primitive stomach. So it is kind of alimentary canal which is seen in the ctenophore. So this point is very important. You can, this is actually the first characteristics. What happens? I am going to discuss 6 characteristics of the proper like phylum, Ctenophora. So you can note down. This is first one. I will highlight points when I am going to discuss the things. Then what happens for movement? Now come to the movement. See, movement. Movement is through cilia, or the body surface has what? Cilia. You will find tuft of cilia aggregated at a place, at a pattern, or you can say like a band pattern. So these bands, okay, these all bands constitute the tuft of cilia for movement, and their number are 8. These ciliated pattern will be 8 in number. So movement through ciliated band, which is actually called what? The comb plates. Comb plates. Comb here referring to the cilia, and plates means pattern or band. So comb plates is the second important characteristic of the organism, which is very important to know. And just here remember that these comb plates are 8 in number, and so the animal is called comb jellies or sea walnut, because if you will see the organism, you will find it just resembling the walnut fruit, that is the dry fruit walnut, just resembling. So why? Because these have like bands, curved bands from the center. So now the important thing here is that at the aboral end you will find tentacle. So for anchorage and support and movement also, anchorage and defense and movement also, you will see, movement also, you will find tentacles. But remember that tentacles is not mandatory to have with the organism. It is supplementary. It can be present, and if it is present, it will be 2 in number. If it is not present, then not present. Okay. So, but present, then 2 in number only. So this is the characteristic property of the organism, that tentacles is present is in 2 in number. So guys, the important thing here is that the tentacles are, I'm writing here, okay. Tentacles are solid in structure, and it will have adhesive cell that is called the lasso cell. Please remember it. This is the third important characteristic of the organism. Lasso cell on the surface of the tentacle. What is the property of the lasso cell? It is also called the coloblast. Okay, coloblast. The property is adhesive nature. So it is for adhesive kind of things. It can adhere with the other organism or other support if it is sessile. Okay. So guys, tentacles are present with lasso, and the important thing is it has a special organ for balance at the aboral end or aboral opening. So it is circular kind of structure you will see at the aboral end, and it is called actually the statocyst. Okay, so what it is called? Statocyst. So guys, these statocysts are for balance, and it is sensory in nature. Okay guys. So guys, these statocysts are sensory in nature, and they perceive what the stimulus that you are giving, and they use this for balancing the organism in a pattern so that it can be more stable. So let's go to the reproduction and other kind of things. So we have discussed four important things: lasso cell, okay, complex, stomodium, and the statocyst. So 4 important properties which you can highlight with the asterisk, and it can be used for direct question asked in the CSIR, NEET, and sometime ICMR DVT also asks these type of questions. Okay. So guys, about reproduction. Reproduction is actually occurring through 4 number. Reproduction is actually occurring through the only sexual pattern. No asexual reproduction is seen in the organism, just like the Coelenterata and Polyphera, where you have seen hydra and budding and regeneration. But here only sexual reproduction is found, and you will find testes and ovaries in the same animal. That is, it is monoecious. Single body में, mono means single, ecious means body, single body में testes and ovary. ऐसे याद करो, ठीक है? But it is called actually the MHB. See, why MHB? Because monoecious are hermaphrodite also. It is known as hermaphrodite. Just like earthworm, hermaphrodite, the best example is the earthworm. So hermaphrodite or bisexual. So let's remember this trick. You will never miss chance in attempting the questions in examination, MHB or BHM or HMB. Anything as per your convenience. Okay. So guys, these organisms show external fertilization. See what happens? These organisms were exclusively marine, so they have to fertilize their eggs and sperms in the water. That is, the external medium is seawater. So the important thing here, it becomes the 5th important part or 6th important part of the characteristic of the properties of the animal. That is the indirect development in the organism. Indirect development means they are not just giving birth they are not zygote is converting into the embryo, but what happens, there is a phase, that is the larval phase, and these larvae is actually ciliated in case of Ctenophora, and these are called sidipede larvae. Please remember this, because these are connecting link with the Platyhelminthes. Okay, so sidipede larva is ciliated, and this forms the 6th important characteristic property of the organism. Please write it in your own way. No need to write in sentence, but just points can be taken out from the lecture and can be listed out. Okay. So indirect development is through sidipede larva, which is ciliated. And the next important question here is that these organisms are actually emitting light. So this is actually 7th important property, that is bioluminescence. Bioluminescence means they emit light from the body. So they look like transparent kind of thing. They emit light from the body. Okay. So it can be visualized from distant places, distant like kind of seashore, you can see the ctenophores if you are like near the sea. Okay. So guys, now the important thing is actually these organisms or these kind of phylum have very least number of organisms which were discovered. So many important, I am giving you only 4 important animals which are actually important from the point of view of the examination. First one is the Homifora. Homifora, please remember the vernacular or common name also, okay? Homifora. Homifora is actually known as the sea walnut. The why? Because if you are using any kind of specific vernacular name of the organism, please remember that they should start with the. Then Pleurobrachia. Pleurobrachia actually resembles with the gooseberry and it is called the sea gooseberry, okay? See? Gooseberry is the fruit now? Okay. So sea gooseberry. Fourth important here is the Ctenoplana. No need to remember because Cteno itself is self-explanatory that this organism will be of phylum Ctenophora. Cestum is very important. So these 3 organisms you have to remember. Cestum is the Venus girdle. Venus girdle. Please remember these names. These are very important, very, very important. And this becomes the 8th important thing to remember in the phylum. Okay guys. So this was all about the lecture I think, and this is very small phylum and there is no need to go into detail, but some important highlights can be remembered from the phylum, which is very important. So guys, first of all I would like to congratulate all the students who have qualified MSc entrance at AIIMS, and actually this is very big achievement of our channel that 25-30 viewers have qualified the MSc entrance of AIIMS, and they are like top rankers also because you all know that 2, 3, 4, 5 seats are there in the AIIMS, and so they are actually the topmost brain of India. So first of all I would like to congratulate all the people and thank you guys that you are supporting. I'm just really touched with your success and the achievements you are getting. Okay. And the important thing is guys, the ICMR JRF exam application form date extended till 8. So you can, if you have not filled up the form, you have 7 days to fill. Please go through it and fill the form. Okay. So guys, and the important notice is that in this week only, the Monday to Friday, I will have a lecture of biostatistics for DBT and ICMR JRF, which is of 1 to 1 hour and 10 minutes, that is 70 minutes. Please go through it. It will be very beneficial kind of thing for you guys. Okay. So guys.